Welcome to the Colorado Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many different sessions happening, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website where you registered. I'd like to now turn it over to our first presenter, Trinity College. Amanda, do you want to unmute yourself?
Thank you so much. Chatting away. I just wanted to say welcome. I'm Amanda Lundberg. I'm from Trinity College, Dublin, and I'm based here in the US, and I look after students in the Midwest and the South Central regions of the US. But I'm really happy to be here, so thanks so much. I'll dive right in. So Trinity College Dublin is Ireland's oldest and highest ranked university. We were founded in 1592 and have a tradition of independent intellectual inquiry, producing some of the world's finest minds. We have around 18,000 students, of which 12,000 are undergraduates, and these students come from over 120 different countries. We have around 28% of our students, pardon me, are international, and around 40% of our staff is international, and we're ranked 17th in the world for being the most international university. So we really do pride ourselves on diversity and culture on our campus. We are first in Europe for producing entrepreneurs, and we're recognized for our innovation. And lastly, of the sort of facts and figures, Ireland is ranked as one of the top 15 safest countries in the world. So why should you consider Trinity? We're located in the heart of Dublin city center and have an enclosed, vibrant campus that's always pulsing with energy. We believe that a diverse campus adds to the Trinity experience for all of our students and our staff, and it enhances our personal development and enriches the culture of the university. We're an open and inclusive school, and our commitment to equality and diversity are values that we base our excellence. Our students receive a world-class education in a research-centered and collaborative environment and have the opportunity to work with global leaders in their field. A fun and perhaps well-known fact, we are home to the largest library in Ireland, where publishers throughout the country must deposit a copy of all their publications. We have over 200,000 books on campus, including the Book of Kells, which some of you may have heard of. This is a 9th century Latin manuscript of Gospels, which usually brings a steady stream of tourists on campus, but as a student, you do get to jump in front of those tourists, which is an added bonus. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention some of our popular courses. These are our top 10 courses that US students typically choose from, though we do have hundreds of course options available where you can combine subjects or study single subjects on their own. When you combine subjects, you can do this either as a major, minor, a double major, or we have other pre-structured interdisciplinary courses that you can choose from as well. And you'd also have the chance to choose from optional modules and elective modules from other disciplines outside of your course study. This is one of our unique offerings. It's our dual BA degree with Columbia University in New York. This is what we call a 2+2 program, which means you start at Trinity your first 2 years in Ireland, and then your final 2 years you finished up at Columbia in New York, and you'll receive a bachelor's degree from each school. And this program allows students to enhance your global outlook, develop your language skills, communication abilities to the highest level possible. We currently offer these 11 subject areas from arts, humanities, and STEM, but we do add new subjects every year, so keep your eye on that. If your subject's not listed here, we may be adding it in the next few years. Applications are done directly online and have a slightly smaller window for applying, but both schools do look at those applications, which is fantastic. Our graduates are highly sought after by employers across all sectors, and many have gone on to successful careers around the globe. As you can see from the slide here, we're highly ranked for employability, with 93% of our graduates being in employment or further study after completing their degree with us. And our grads have shown to have higher earnings than other Irish graduates typically have. And just finally, graduates can also avail of an additional benefit of staying in Ireland to gain unrivaled work experience opportunities, which is a great way to kickstart your career. That's just a really quick overview of Trinity, because I want to make sure that my colleagues here tonight have some time to chat as well. Thank you so much again for your time, and please feel free to send any questions in the Q&A now, and I'll hand over to my colleague at UCD.
Wonderful. The next college is University College of Dublin.
Great. Thank you so much, Amanda. Now this might be a little similar. I'm going to talk about Ireland a little bit, but I know you covered it so well, so I'll try to jump straight into UCD. Great. So my name is Bridie Troy, and I am with University College Dublin, which is also called UCD for short. And UCD is Ireland's largest and most international university. So we are home to over 18,000 undergraduate students, 25% of whom hail from outside of Ireland. UCD is ranked #1 in Ireland by the US News and World Report, and we are in the top 1% of higher education institutions worldwide. So I know I'm here to talk a little bit about Ireland. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I just want to emphasize how great of a country Ireland is to go to college. Ireland is the only English-speaking member of the European Union, and this offers a gateway to the rest of Europe for American students. It is routinely voted one of the safest and one of the happiest and one of the friendliest countries in the world. So UCD, we're located right in the heart of Ireland's capital city, which offers a unique campus experience with this extraordinary ability to experience the world. Located just 20 minutes from the middle of Dublin, UCD students have access to museums, nightlife, and internship and career opportunities right on our doorstep. Dublin has one of the youngest populations in Europe, and this makes it an amazing city in which to attend college, with something always going on. Dublin is also considered the Silicon Valley of Europe, and UCD fosters many connections with companies such as Google, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Pfizer right next to campus. So located in one of the safest and most welcoming cities in the world, UCD's main campus offers state-of-the-art learning and living facilities right near the bustling city center and Ireland's major business hubs. So at UCD, you will live on Europe's largest urban campus, giving you this American campus experience while in a multinational European setting. UCD especially fosters a great international student support system with a global lounge, on-campus accommodation, and over 160 clubs and societies. Our campus boasts over 350 acres with 8 kilometers of woodland walks. We have a huge student body, extensive alumni network, and personal touches to give you a small school experience with large university resources. So our campus facilities, this is similar to a traditional US college campus with all these amenities that are right there for your disposal. We have libraries throughout campus dedicated to different academic disciplines. We offer many support services, including student advisors, academic supports, and student health and counseling services. Also, I always love to bring up, we're home to an Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have a climbing wall on campus, a million things right in our student union. So like I said, there's over 160 organizations and sports to join. So there's a little something of everything. I always like to say, no matter what weird hobby you have, I guarantee there's 6 other people at UCD that have that same hobby and have already started a club for it. So you're gonna be in good company here. The largest society at UCD is the International Society, and this club hosts travel trips around Europe on weekends. We host Thanksgiving parties, Super Bowl events, and also cultural experiences for people from around the world. So our housing is really, really great. I went to UC myself and I loved it because we have on-campus housing for 3,000 students, And so we seek to guarantee housing for incoming international students. And this is just a great way to make friends and become familiar with Dublin when you first arrive. And what's great is it's not typical to the American dorm experience where there's 5 students and bunk beds. No, everybody gets their own private bedroom. You'll have a shared kitchen, shared bathrooms. And right on campus, we have food stores, library, laundry. We even have a gym. So there's definitely everything that you can want right on our Belfield campus. So we do offer 2 different pathways to a degree at UCD, and this allows for an increased focus on your major with the possibility of skipping general education requirements that would be necessary at a comparable institution. So direct entry is for students who know exactly what they want to study. So say you're going in for engineering, you will never have to take another English class in your life. Same way the other way. If you're going for English, you will never have to take another math class if you don't want to. And so this is more set up to the European model, and this is a highly focused degree, which can be completed in oftentimes 3 years. And so with this, you can complete your degree in faster time and often will save money that way. We also offer a liberal arts and sciences course, which is more for students who are undecided, similar to the American model. So this would be a 4-year program where you take classes in a couple different disciplines your first 2 years, and then you really specialize that degree in your last 2 years. So we do offer over 70 undergraduate courses, including a liberal arts and sciences pathway and pre-professional programs. Many of our programs are direct entry, like I mentioned, or we have 3- or 4-year bachelor's and 5-year combined master's programs. We have an extensive alumni network with a hands-on career center, making UCD the #1 college for employability in Ireland. So you can apply directly at ucd.ie, or we are on the Common App. We have a very academic focus. It's not very holistic, so we look at your GPA and your test scores. However, we are offering test flexibility, especially for that liberal arts and sciences pathway this year. So we understand it's very hard to get these standardized tests right now, and we're really trying to work with our American students. So our application's open very soon, and it's rolling admissions, so we accept people until just about the end of summer. All right, so this is probably the most important part, but I'm running out of time a little bit. So I'll just say on the main things. We do accept U.S. financial aid, and over 80% of our international students do receive a scholarship to attend UCD. So you can definitely take a screenshot of this or reach out to me after the presentation to learn more, and we can go over all of your options. Great, thank you.
Great, thank you. The next institution is American College Dublin.
Hi, everyone. Second. Okay. So my name is Sarah Healy, and I am an admissions counselor at the American College of Dublin. So just to start off the presentation, I wanted to show you this street in Dublin. So as you can see, there's plenty to do, pubs, restaurants, stores to explore. It definitely is that kind of city where there are a lot of nooks and crannies for you to discover, which we love. And then at the end, you can see St. Anne's Church. This is where ACD hosts their formal graduation ceremonies at the end of your 4 years. So that's something to look forward to in your upcoming future. So one thing that's special about ACD is that we are an Irish American university. So that means that we're duly accredited through Ireland and the US. So we uphold the standards of accrediting bodies through Quality and Qualifications Ireland and the Middle States Commission on Higher Education. So what that means is the student can really choose the path that they feel like fits them the best. So through the QQI, and I'll explain this a little bit later, you are able to kind of get in and get that really concentrated degree in the subject that you just want to get in, take, and kind of skip over those general ed courses, or you can take the more traditional American route and do that 4-year liberal arts model, where you do get kind of bits and tastes of other subjects. So we are a school of about 200 students. So because of this, we're able to offer very small, interactive, and specialized classes. All the lectures at ACD are typically less than 20 students. In my experience, it's more around 10 to 12. But that's great because it really allows for an extremely interactive experience, whether this be with watching videos or getting up and breaking out into smaller groups. There's a lot of opportunity for discussion, debate, and of course, a little sprinkle of Irish wit. There's rarely a stale moment in the classroom. Everyone's extremely engaged and they're always interested as to what the next point will be made by the professor or even their peers. So Dublin is obviously your campus. We want our students to go out and explore and be able to see that, yes, I'm learning this in the classroom and I'm learning this history and all of these famous artworks, but you can also go out and see it in real life. So we want you to take advantage of that and kind of to get both sides of the education, because living it and experiencing it and exploring it is just as important as whatever you're learning in the classroom. So for our bachelor degrees, this is what we offer. So we have the 3-year bachelor's in international business and liberal arts. And that would be through, what we did with the quality and qualifications of Ireland. So you get that really specified track where you can get it done in 3 years. And then we have our standard 4-year bachelor programs in international business, hospitality management, event management, liberal arts with specializations in English history, Irish studies, and American studies, and then a 4-year BFA in musical theater, performance, and creative writing. A very special thing also that we offer are internship modules. So at the end of your time at ACD, you are encouraged to do an internship, and that counts as a course credit. So these are offered in the following: international business down to performance. And we find what is so important, the team of people that work at ACD who are dedicated to helping you find the best internship that fits for you and what you're passionate about. We really want to place you in something where you will be able to flourish and really be able to explore what you're passionate about. And a little added bonus, something that you can add on to your resume. So once you graduate with your degree, you feel more confident to go out into the real world and say, look what I did. I know I can do this. Here's how I can be an asset to you and your company. So we think that's a really special thing that our students are able to do. So because we welcome applicants from all over the globe, we are definitely aimed at gathering a more holistic view of the applicant. We want to know who you are as a student, what drives you, what you're interested in. We want to know who you are. So what's required is a minimum 2.0 GPA verified by transcript, and a personal statement or cover letter that really describes you as a student and describes what you want to study at ACD and why. So that's really your opportunity to vouch for yourself and advocate for what you need as a student, what you want, and really what you want to achieve. And then the rest of these are optional, which would be a resume, standardized test scores, AP test scores, any recognitions, awards, or publications. We don't need the test scores. It's all optional. So I really want to drive home, we just want to know who you are as a student. So our tuition and fees. So as non-European students, for the undergrad tuition, it would be €9,000. Obviously that's a bit subject to change with the exchange rates. And then for the BFA musical theater and performing arts, it's $9,500. The reason that's a bit more is just because you have classrooms in different locations and different places, and just the different materials that you need. So thank you guys so much. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me right there.
Great. The next institution we have is University of Aberdeen.
Okay, hopefully this will. Yeah, brilliant. There's right. Well, thank you very much, guys, for joining me. I'm Paul McBean, the Regional Manager of the Americas here at the University of Aberdeen. We're very sad where we can't travel over to the US and see you, so hopefully this will be of some use. I thought first of all, I would start giving you a wee bit of information about the university and letting you know who we are. So the University of Aberdeen was founded in 1495 and is one of the UK's ancient universities. We're the 5th oldest university in the English-speaking world. We have today around 15,000 students, 10,000 of which are undergraduate students undertaking their bachelor's degree. Around 1 in 3 of our student body come from outside of the UK. So this is very typical in Scotland, and it's great to have that international campus. This year we had over 120 different nationalities represented, with a growing US student population. Monday this week was the start of our term, so in the next week or two we'll get a really good picture of where our students are coming from. The university is a world-leading research institution and is in the top 200 of the world rankings and amongst a number of different top 30 rankings in the UK. Obviously, Aberdeen is, part of its community, and it's a really good opportunity for you to explore not only campus, but the local area and further afield. The city of Aberdeen is a medium-sized city by UK standards, has a population of around 230,000 people. Aberdeen is the second safest city in the UK and is a wonderful place right on the coast and close to the mountains of Scotland. So from our campus, it's a 15-minute walk to the beach, and in the summer, it's a 30-40-minute drive into the countryside where you can go hill walking, mountain biking, and in the winter, if you're brave enough, you can try skiing and other things like that. It's an international centre for energy, particularly oil, gas, and renewables. So when you hear about Aberdeen, you'll hear people talking about the price of oil, the new developments in wind farm technology. So it is really at the global heart of that. It has an international airport that offers great connections to the US via flights via London, Amsterdam, Dublin, and Paris. The local area is also known as Castle Country, as there's 300 castles and stately homes in the Aberdeenshire area. Our campus is still at the heart of the university's foundation, dating back to 1495. It's part of the Old Aberdeen district, which is a 20-minute walk from the centre of the modern city. It is a great mix of the old and the new. So in that first slide here, you saw some pictures of our new library, which was opened in 2012. And these pictures here are where your studies, where your class will be. This is a great opportunity for you to get photos to show your family and your friends when you graduate, and also take a bit of the culture with you as you begin your studies. We have wonderful facilities as our sports village and aquatic centre. We have 7 museums and collections on campus. In Aberdeen, we are a school-based structure. We have 12 different academic schools. So as you can see, we have everything from business to geosciences, biological sciences to law. The courses here with the asterisk beside are some of the more popular programs and popular schools over the last couple of years for our US students. So as you can see, it's a little bit different to maybe some of the other schools that you'll be speaking to, as we have quite a broad array of subjects. In Scotland, we are a 4-year undergraduate system. So one thing that the US learned is the Scottish system of 4 years was great, and you adapted it for yourselves as well. We have around 75 different majors with a good flexibility for single honours as well as joint. In Aberdeen, the emphasis is on breadth and flexibility. We want students to try something new. We want students to be able to adapt their learning and really get out of it what they want. Typically around 40 to 50% of our students will make some kind of change to their major. One of the best things about studying in Scotland is that we don't have general ed. So it was picked up on there earlier. If you're the computer science major, you don't need to even learn where the English department is. As the research we do in the university shapes our teaching, we also give you that opportunity to undertake major research projects, not only throughout the first 3 years, but including your dissertation. In Aberdeen, you can apply through Common App or UGAS, and we know this year that testing has been an issue. So if you have any questions, want to clarify what you have, what you need, get in touch and we'll be happy to help. Now, obviously, funding and scholarships is a crucial part of your studies when you come to look at Scotland. In Scotland, tuition is quite affordable when comparing it to other nations and other parts of maybe the US even for you. The university is FAFSA approved, and we also offer funding for students coming from the US. This year, we launched a new merit-based scholarship that covers the full 4 years of your studies. So it gives you that opportunity to come to Scotland and take a little bit of the cost off. One thing I was quite keen to do was not have a separate application. You guys, if you're working hard and getting good grades, you want to obviously use those grades to maybe help have your tuition cost less. So you don't want to have to write an essay saying, this is why I would like my tuition to be less expensive. I want to have more qualified US students coming to the university. And I also don't want to have to read the essays and cause you that extra work. In Aberdeen, we have a broad student life with different societies, clubs, volunteering, and really gives you that opportunity to make it your own. If you have any questions, please do get in touch and I'll be happy to help. And that was supposed to be my slide with my email. There we are. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Next, we have University of Glasgow.
Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Ashley Sabajian. I am the Senior International Officer for the University of Glasgow. I'm based in Santa Ana, California, and I'm the local point of contact for the west of US. So should you ever have any questions, you can get in touch with me here. So let's go ahead and get started. The University of Glasgow was founded in 1451. Just to give you an idea, we do have around 29,000 students. But that student body is made up of over 140 nationalities. So it's a really international campus. We have around 1,000 North Americans studying with us. That gives you a little bit of an idea. Most of our degrees are 4 years in length, but we actually have over 300 different degree options that you can choose to study. All right, so Glasgow is located in the heart of Scotland. Scotland is a great place for students who have a sense of adventure. It was voted the most beautiful country in the world by Rough Guides in 2019. This image here is a picture of Loch Lomond, which is about 40 minutes outside of Glasgow. So it's really common for our students to take up hiking. It's easy to get out and about and explore, and it's great for a student who's interested in getting to know the local culture as well. The city of Glasgow is the largest city in Scotland and the 4th largest city in the UK. One thing that's really cool about Glasgow is it's actually a UNESCO City of Music. We have the 2nd busiest arena venue in the world. So on average, there's around 150 music events that take place across the city every week. Everything from like your smaller venues all the way up to the Hydro, which, as I mentioned here, is the 2nd busiest arena venue. But the campus is located in the west end of the city. So this is a quieter, more laid back part of town where you'll be studying. It's near the foodie quarter of the city. So it's packed with independently owned bars, restaurants, cafes, and boutiques. It's also where you'll find things like art galleries. So this image here is a picture of Ashton Lane, which is about, I want to say, less than a 5-minute walk from our main campus building. It's really beautiful. It's full of some great restaurants and places to hang out. So students often go here after or in between classes to grab a bite. So it's a really nice student life experience as well. There's always something to do or see. And we actually have over 250 clubs and societies as well. So it's a really good experience outside of your academic life as well. It's really easy to get around the city of Glasgow. I just want to mention we have a subway system, train network, as well as buses, but the city is super friendly and easy to get around on foot as well. Here's an aerial view of our campus, just to give you an idea. Even though we have a pretty large student body of 29,000 students, it's pretty easy to get from one end of campus to the other. So you could probably walk from one end to the complete opposite within about 10 minutes. That's our main building there. We also have a 13-floor library with 2 million books and special collections, including some Shakespeare manuscripts, which is pretty cool. We also have 3 museums right on campus that are open to the public. In terms of what you can study, I mentioned briefly before, you actually have quite a wide range of options. There's a lot of double major options and major minors. So it really just depends on the area you're interested in, and you can really tailor your degree experience. But as my colleagues have mentioned before, so our degrees are 4 years in length, but there is no general education or core curriculum requirements. So it's a fantastic opportunity for the student who knows what they want to study. But that being said, it does not mean that you don't have a flexible degree path. You can still take subjects from outside of your major, maybe explore different disciplines, and you can change your degree and really grow with your degree as you go forward. And you focus primarily on your major in your upper honors years of years 3 and 4. It's the same with a joint degree path. You still have the opportunity to take classes from outside of your major area. So that's something to keep in mind if you're kind of worried about going to the UK and having to know exactly what you want to graduate with. Well, there is some room for flexibility. In terms of US curriculum and entry requirements, do check our website. The link is there, so grab a screenshot. But this gives you an idea of the caliber of student that we're after. But we are being flexible, obviously, given the pandemic. So if you do have any questions about that, please do get in touch. Typically speaking, if you have had limited access to testing due to the pandemic, we will be flexible with you. And we'll go off things such as your high school transcript and your personal statement to make our decision on your application. You can submit your application to us through UCAS. That is definitely the way to make it easiest on yourself, especially if you're applying to other UK schools. But we are also on the Common App. Applications are now open, so just keep in mind the deadlines. Most of our courses, the deadline is the 15th of January, but just double check on your major details on the website so that you can see. All right, so I think that I need to zoom on through, so I'll just round it up with some fast facts for you. So international students are guaranteed accommodation. Tuition starts at $24,000 per year of study. We do accept FAFSA loans as well as the GI Bill, and there are some merit scholarships available. So please get in touch if you do have more questions. I'd be happy to chat with you.
Wonderful, thank you. The next institution is University of St. Andrews.
Sorry, let me start again. I'm Thomas Marr. I'm the Regional Manager for the Americas, and I'm based in Scotland, and it's my great pleasure to be speaking to you this evening. So thank you very much for taking the time to come along to tonight's session. The main things I want to get across to you about St Andrews are that we are a mid-sized university. We're 9,000 students strong at the moment, and we're surprisingly small given that we were founded in 1413. The most unusual thing about us is that we are located in a town of about 22,000 people, meaning that 45% of the population are students. So basically the warning I would give you is if you're looking to attend St Andrews, you're going to be in an environment where you're very well known, you're going to bump into people spontaneously on the street, and if you're looking for a relatively anonymous experience, it's not going to be possible in St Andrews. So if it's a big city, an urban environment that you're after, that's probably not going to be possible. We're very good in terms of being able to network and allow you to make friends and settle in easily, but it is a very, very small environment. It actually feels a lot smaller because of the size of the town and also because of the high density and concentration of students. One of the reasons why we're very strong in attracting North American students is because of our global reputation. We currently enjoy a very high ranking in the world rankings. And if you're familiar with the UK rankings, we are second, third, or fourth, depending on which of the major ones you choose to look at. At the moment, part of that strength in the rankings is due to the quality of our teaching. We pride ourselves on offering research-led teaching, which is where the staff are the same people that do research and teach the classes. That's very unusual really nowadays. A lot of universities are moving to having people that teach and separate people that research. And I think the attraction for students coming to St Andrews is that you're getting to work directly with those experts, and you do that all the way through all 4 years of your degree. We're very proud of our diversity. We have over 130 different nationalities. If you're interested, North Americans make up about 17% of our undergraduate community. So it is a big North American and United States community that you would be joining if you came to study. If you are interested, if you're wanting to apply, we're on the Common App. We've been on the Common App for about 12 years now. I believe we were the first international school to start using the Common App. It's rolling admission. It generally takes about 8 weeks to get an answer from the time when you submit your application. So I would advise you to apply as early as you can, but remember that it is not early admit or early decision. It is a combination of different application routes, but all applications go into the same pot, and the length of time to reply will depend on when you apply and what you've applied for. Similar to what others have said, if you're going to be applying to more than one UK school, we would advise you to use UCAS, but you do have the option of using Common App, UCAS, or even our own direct application. We will be test optional for 2021. Basically, we are of course aware of what's happening in terms of testing and the lack of availability in the US. So definitely test optional, and we've adjusted our requirements, which you can find on our website. Finally, we have guaranteed housing. I won't say any more about that at this stage, but you're guaranteed somewhere to live. And we've got very, very varied social life opportunities for you in terms of sport and societies. If you can see my slide and the picture of the town, I'm not quite sure if you can. The main thing I want to emphasize to finish is that St Andrews is the kind of environment where you can walk and cycle everywhere. It's got beautiful beaches, it's very historic, it's very beautiful. So the whole package of actually being in St Andrews is a strong one. It's very supportive. We have a 97% continuation rate of students going from first year back into second year, and a wide array of subjects which are all amongst the best of their sort within the UK. If you're interested in getting more information about careers destinations, we publish full and honest statistics on our website about what people go on to do next. So I would encourage you to explore that section of our website, and you'll get lots of information there about what your degree can lead to and where you might do what you might do next on the back of your time in Scotland.
Thank you. At this time, if the representatives, if you are answering questions in the Q&A, feel free to continue to answer those questions. Attendees, if you have specific questions for each representative, please feel free to continue to send those in. There's still much time for them to be able to answer your questions. So any questions for any specific representative, feel free. To the representatives, are there any questions that you feel that you've been answering throughout the session that is considered more of a general question? I know that there was a question as far as a foreign student, is there any way of touring schools? So what options are your institutions offering for students to be able to tour?
Yeah, so for the University of Glasgow, we have a YouTube page and there is a campus tour on there, which is led by some of our current student ambassadors. So that's really cool to check out if you're interested in seeing more about the city and the campus.
Great, that's good to hear. I'm seeing more questions come in. This is great. There's a lot of questions that are coming in, so I know the representatives are typing away and eagerly answering your questions. Okay, as they continue to type, we still have some time. Please send those questions in. I will just provide some information. Okay, just want to provide some information to everyone. Just thanking you for attending the session. Thank you to the panelists for their time and information. When this window closes, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. And also, this was just one of the many sessions being hosted. So be sure to sign up for additional sessions in the same website that you did for this one. Of course, in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recordings as well as any other sessions that you've attended. So in case you weren't able to capture the representative's information, please feel free to look at the recordings to gather that information as well. So I think there's just okay. I think we are wrapping up the Q&A. Great, we have wrapped up the Q&A. Again, thank you for attending this session, and we look forward to seeing you in the next. Thank you.